Hi Capricorn, welcome to your November 2016 Astro Tarot reading. My name is Charlotte from chastrology.com, and today we'll be talking about the new moon that takes place October 30th in Scorpio and the full moon which takes place November 14th in Taurus. So let's get right to your reading. The first line here that I have aligned with this rock is talking about the new moon, and the bottom line will be talking about the full moon. So the new moon is going to, astrologically, is going to take place in your friendship sector, where you're really working with a lot of different people, or you're really, coming into contact with a lot of different people. It also talks about your hopes and dreams. And sometimes we really are able to discover our hopes and dreams through our social contacts with other people. One of the first things that I see here is this development of maybe a career opportunity for you. So at this new moon, maybe you're really trying to step out in society or make another step down your career path in relation to working with a group, or this could be even an organization that involves a lot of components. There's this sort of beginning here that seems a little rocky, and I think that this has to do with a lot of chaos maybe going on within the home. It seems like there's been a prior event or something just happened within the family that may really cause a little bit of destruction as far as your contacts with other people and how those are associated with children. That's what I see coming forward. There's a prominent mother figure here too. So all of this chaos over here and this stress as it relates to finding a way to sort of put out a fire within a group of family members, I think. To be able to move forward with your own hopes and dreams. I know that seems a little odd, but that is what is coming forward. You have to find a way to sort of fix this situation, I think, before you're able to move forward with this opportunity. And I think that these 2 weeks, I don't think this is something that's coming up at the beginning of the month and it's going to go away. I think this is actually going to last for much of November, and it seems to be, this emotional experience as it relates to children, and feeling this stress and tension and anxiety of, sort of feeling like you've been stabbed in the back in every way. The moon here, we have all these mother cards here. And this full moon here in Taurus is your 5th house. So this definitely relates to an ending, an emotional ending related to children. It could be an emotional ending related to a romantic partner. But it's almost this feeling you feel like you've been betrayed in some way. And I think if you're a mother, it may be, you're feeling like either you're stressed out, you're worn out, you're tired of continuing down the path of worrying about this conflict that may have to do with family, the home. It may have to do with an old romantic partner even. But you are ready to just, 13 is the number of completions here. And this card here says the end of this phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. And when I see this card, I use this deck a lot for my own personal use. And when I see this card, that means to me that it is time to consciously let go, give it to God, move forward, because you cannot fix the situation. This situation is not in your control to fix. The only thing that you can do is to offer a positive reaction, is to be a positive light, to say positive words. That is the only positive way to sort of handle this situation. As far as this new opportunity that's going to come up, and I think this is going to happen right before that full moon, you're feeling better about your own immediate family's financial security. I think that you are getting excited about this new opportunity, and if you're a female, and being able to sort of contribute to the family income in some way, or being able to really put your family forward in the public eye, or the Empress is not only a mother and creative spirit, she's about lavish abundance. This is being able to present yourself in the way that you think is pleasing to other people, and the way that makes you feel more confident, and being able to sort of brag about your own accomplishments. Not that we should get caught up in the ego. I mean, the moon is here, so this is a sort of balance, and this is saying feeling like maybe you really are able to provide for your children emotionally, or you're getting to really sort of put on the it's almost like you're preparing for an event. Maybe you are. Thanksgiving is this month, so maybe you're preparing the table, so to speak, for a family, and feeling pleased in doing so. But first there's this sort of conflict that's been taking place, and you have to just let go of that almost and start over. It's the only way this is going to go away. You can't control whatever it was that happened, whatever argumentative influence it is that was taking place. You have no control over that, and you're not going to fix it. And it seems like there are just too many people involved in it, with their own gossipy sort of information outlets that are just sort of running through the vein of this situation. And there's just too much input, too much has been said. And at the end of the day, I think you have to realize, who is it that you love, and who is most important to you, and what is the real focus for right now? What is the real need for right now? And here again, of course, even the bridge in between this and the new opportunity, there's this competition, and I think it's going to go on much of the month. And here we have, right before the new moon, this sort of conflict. And I think that things will get better, but I think this might be something that's been sort of brewing for a while. And there are definitely issues related to the mother here. Again, there's another conflict. And this card, says poor timing. This is, like the Seven of Swords, and it is really about poor timing. It's about trying to find a new way to resolve things, but I think that new way is going to be to release this situation. We just can't make people, we can't create this picture here by ourselves. We can't have this happy financial joy and this perfect family picture. See the mother with her children, and everything's very peaceful and happy with this kind of energy taking place. So the Ten of Swords here, it's almost like a defeat, but one that's coming, at a cost, and being able to just say, I've tried everything that I possibly can. I really don't know what else to do. And so God, I'm just giving it to you, because this is obviously something very deep that's lying beneath the surface here, and there's a lot of just mental energy here in this reading also. So there's a lot of thinking and reassessing and reevaluating, and like I said, gossip going on here, I think. And this may have to do with a group of people, which is prominent at that new moon, October 30th, and it really develops into this full moon situation involving a child or a romantic partner. And say this is a situation, say a lot of this seems very familial to me, being family or, oriented. It just really, that's what speaks to me. But for some of you, this may, have to do with your child at school and being involved in an organization. And I think, again, there's a lot of tongues wagging here. There's a lot of difficult and different situations coming forward. by that full moon. And it seems like there is an opportunity, and I want to focus on this opportunity. And this is a good sign here. The Two of Water, Two of Cups is about, two people that definitely love each other, and they're willing to do the work. So in the romantic sense of the full moon being a culmination of a romantic relationship, these two people are definitely, I think, trying to experience some moments related to, sort of just having this peaceful opportunity for family abundance and new beginnings. I cover these two down here. And this, this can really talk about legal situations also. It can talk about educational or academic institutions. This is about finding balance between someone who wants to have it all here and someone who is hanging on to their emotions, to their children, and to their home. And so, the Empress is a creative force. So you have to really, if you're a mother who's, may have this new, you may have had all this sort of chaos with family-related and child-related events, and then at the same time, it's going to be more than one a child here that you're dealing with. Then there's this sort of new opportunity. And even though there's conflict in, or you're feeling very nervous or conflicted about it, you may need to take this opportunity for the financial health of your family, and you're feeling, very torn about it. But it's saying you have to find balance between that opportunity and how you present yourself to your children. And look at that, the Ace of Cups are here. So the Ace of Cups is about, really having a new start within relationships. I mean, when we talk about water here, or cups, I always think of pure emotion flowing and the love flowing. And with this card lined up with the Moon and Empress, I think this is about finding a new beginning with a child, about finding a new beginning in providing for home and family, about finding a new beginning in a romantic relationship. And so I think all of these things are going to really culminate at that new moon. And I think you'll be able to really expound on those benefits of finding that balance. I think that is what is going to lead to other things. And here I see you, if you're a female, of really, even though you're an earth sign, this isn't taking on the persona or the armor of the Queen of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands, someone who is, ready to move forward in her career, someone who's ready to really look for her own financial freedom, almost, in this sense, and what we're talking about here. And so, just let go. If these conflicts come up and they involve children, of course, if you have a young child and you're responsible for them, you're going to have to do battle. If this is a grown child, an adult child that's coming forward with this conflict, there's only so much that we can tell our grown children. I think one of the important things that I'm still learning is that you just have to be a rock. You have to be a voice of reason for your child, whether they like it or not. You don't have to yell at them. You don't have to say, oh my gosh, you're just completely have just blown every opportunity you have, and now look at what you're doing. You just have to sort of be that voice of reason. And sometimes when our kids become adults, it's very hard to step back and, take on that role of older parent rather than younger parent, where we're younger parents, or when our kids are younger, we're able to be very proactive in their life and in their day-to-day decisions. And as they become adults, they're going to make some mistakes, and being willing to step back and let that happen is very trying, especially if you're a mother who's maybe got a water moon, who's very, much emotionally attached to your children. This is going to be more of a conflict for you But hopefully if you're watching this reading, you'll be able to expect, these sort of reprisals to come along, and expect this sort of stalemate, gossiping situation that involves a lot of people. And if this is happening within a school facility and your kids are younger, then by all means, step in and take on the armor of this Queen of Fire very quickly until you seize this opportunity to really balance things out. And I think that your help in this situation could definitely be your partner. Again, there's this whole other undercurrent here that really relates to this old romantic sense of opportunity coming forward. And some of you may have a second chance at an old relationship that's coming forward, and this may be sort of your saving grace underneath this conflict, and realizing that maybe there is this opportunity despite everything going on around you for a bit of happiness. But I think that you have to get your career going, and you have to make sure that your family is financially set along with it. So just learning how to balance all these things, and that's life too, isn't it? I mean, just balancing relationships, careers, families, your own personal wants and goals. But I think above all, what we have to balance is our 6th and 12th axis, which speaks about our own health. And it even talks about how our emotions and our thoughts affect our health. And also, it's our spiritual outlet. The 12th house is a place we can go to be alone when we're using it correctly, where we can go to be alone, where we can really get in contact with our own spirituality, where we can listen and talk with God, where we can allow Spirit to come through and to help guide us. It's where we become more aware of our surroundings and are able to really key in on signs from nature, signs from Spirit that are come to us every day and are all around us. And so beneath the surface of all these things, as you're trying to balance this, then I would counsel you to make sure that you're protecting yourself in some way. I mean, emotions can be extremely draining, and especially if you're a mother that has a water moon like me, this can really take a physical toll on you if you are constantly upset or stressed about situations that you really have no control over. Here is what Spirit is saying. It is not time for you to go back and revisit the points that you were trying to get across. Those points are mute, really, and they may be realized later in life by someone who's involved in this conflict. But right now, this is time for you to say, you know what, this is going on. It's going to continue to go on, but I'm going to be an upstanding person here, and I need to take advantage of the opportunities coming forward, and I need to still be a loving mother, but I have got to balance this with my own wants and needs and my own career goals and dreams. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to you. I'm going to pull one more card for you from your messages, from the messages from your animal spirit guides, oracle cards, and we'll see what Spirit has to say for you through the animal signs this week or this month. And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. It says do a walking meditation each day for the next week. And so if you're able to take advantage of spending time alone, go out and do walk by yourself. Enjoy, if you're in the States, it's fall season here for much of us. And, go out and feel the cool air. Take your shoes off, put them in the dirt. Really connect with Earth. But as you're out in nature, as you're out walking, really think about all the things that led to this situation, and list to yourself the things that you cannot control anymore, and list to yourself the things that are important in moving forward with your goals with your children and romantic opportunities. And by November the 14th, as all of this comes to a head, know that there are new beginnings here that are taking place, and the Ace of Cups is a wonderful card. And all the things that I mentioned with these new opportunities, I think they are coming by the full moon or there right after. So the month of December will have you really involved in more contemplation. And I think that, you know, as the sun begins to move into Capricorn, you know, from later in December on, I think you're really going to be able to take everything that you've deciphered through and all of these opportunities that are being offered to you and really begin to build a new foundation and a new life based on new dreams and goals and opportunities. So I wish you the best, Capricorn, in the month of November, and I'll see you next month.